How
Yes.
I guess in the old days, they never trusted anybody else. Nowadays, you can't trust either group.
Choosing to run again, I guess.
All those
I don't know
guilty
if that way down
consciences.
Ohio, the same way, or?
Well, I guess nationwide, there what?
Yeah.
What, 100 that aren't gonna run anymore, and 50 of those are guys who felt that, well.
Some of these people from Michigan are really stinking. There's this guy Davis, wrote
800
bad
checks.
checks. They weren't bad checks, they were just overdrafts.
But there are those that say, well,
All this money in this war chest, but I think he's been there 36 years.
36 years.
marvelous pension.
On the east side of Detroit. In fact, I think he used to go to Guardian Angels Church. But, he's
You
quit.
just put the cheese on
He
top,
wrote
but you
a
put
quite
it
a
throughout.
few
Yeah,
checks,
I,
too.
yeah, I do.
And he ran for a job of called the city.
I thought about that too,
executive.
but I was trying to
And lost
retain
out.
quite a, I don't know, the
And
city
then he
was
started out from the coal
When you lose
company.
the start, I thought that was.
And, he
That's-
just picked up the drain commissioner job
So
and
you're
stuff
working
like that.
okay. Lawrenceville's
This
still
one
there.
here is the house whip.
Process
Is
of
the right
immigration
district.
change.
And the
Concentrate
whole
more
county.
on families and lines than
And
less
his,
on
he wrote some
residential.
bad checks too.
Yeah.
Ready to go to the picture?
Dennis.
Drink up, Bob.
Just so he
Oh,
M-O-I-R.
yeah, Bonnier, he's from Mount Clemens.
Yeah, well, I don't know what
He's the, yeah, he's the,
Well, you know,
Minority
in your own
whip.
checking account, if you wrote a
Is he
bad
quit?
check, it's $15 for every check, is that something like that?
it's in a public bank.
Yeah.
at least, anyway.
I brought him in there. 'cause
Stan
they
keeps
matched
thinking they're
flowers.
making much to do about nothing, but Stan. But you'd think, at least they're core bookkeepers, if nothing else. If they aren't dishonest, you know, can't they even keep track of?
Don't you think?
I would never think of writing a
No,
check
well, you're
that
the,
they didn't have enough money in the bank to pay for it.
Yeah.
right. You kind of be aware of how much money
They
you
think it
have.
wasn't illegal, it's unethical.
That's spooky.
Right.
All the lawyers and timers,
Yeah.
that they would realize that it's not right. It sure leaves a
I mean,
bad
if it
taste
didn't
in
hurt anyone, how were the funds covered?
Huh? Well, they
Someone
said
put
that
in funds
they
for
were
it.
supposed to deposit their paycheck. See, these guys get $10,000 a year, a month.
92, she was married in
I don't know
92.
what they get, but they probably have,
8 years later, she was
withholding for
But
taxes.
it says how he suffered.
I heard one of these checks that somebody wrote for $30,000.
Yeah.
Oh, my.
Yeah,
Oh, I never thought about the amount of the checks. I
Well,
was
they're
thinking
not
of the
pretty.
kind of checks I write.
they're not printing that in the paper. All they're printing is the names of the people and the number of checks.
To where?
But they did have the totals for some people, they were pretty high. We're talking about thousands of dollars. Well, Jim, why doesn't Mike run for office now that all these guys are getting out? He ran once?
No, I don't know. He lives, they live in, this area where they live, nobody. And they haven't lived out there long enough. So people would, know them. Like when he was in Royal Oak, there were a lot of people that knew him in Royal Oak.
Yeah, well, they said he was a child. you know.
Right, right. But out there, why, just like any of those people, they have to get known, or they should become known.
Is he interested though in public service?
Is she alive?
I don't know, I really haven't talked to her.
Yes,
I think sometime, whenever it would be, if you run for like a judge or something like that. I think that's what
Summer,
he'd be
yeah.
interested in.
What's Bob doing now?
Yeah, we have these.
Well, he's working for this law firm, and in fact, today, he didn't go into work. I was telling Louis, the new lawyers, or it's everybody, I don't know, they have to attend these seminars, I think, every year. And today, he was in an all-day seminar, and he was telling us that last night, he said, I'm not going into work because it's a seminar. He said, yeah, do that. He's been musical for the Shrine Parish. They're going up to,
From way out
to the
there,
first
or-
Yeah.
He's a sponsor.
And?
How many
Is
kids-
Joan doing a good job over there?
So he was gonna
Joan
be
is
home
doing
at
an
5
excellent
o'clock
job,
at
as she
night,
always does.
pick up all his
Good.
gear and head out.
I'm sure you're,
Camera, take your picture.
We're gonna.
I'm happy that you're checking out on her.
And a girlfriend in his life yet?
The
Oh, no,
Conway
well,
homes.
he did.
Mary and I were
This
talking
one
about
girl
that on the
that
way
was
out.
taken out,
Oh, and when those
Right, she's taken
places,
out. They went for a,
This man, when I help out boys who develop a new program.
Got a brother, Jim, younger, he's been going to Arizona for the last 2 or 3 years.
Where his
Because his father's
grandparents were.
parents,
Would you like more coffee?
No, thank you.
Okay. Mary, you want more
his
coffee?
father's
No, that
parents
was great.
live out there around Phoenix. He's been going to
Want me
college
to
there.
make you some? This is decaf.
And the youngest son is still in high school and goes for it.
That's him now.
One of them has a birthday the same day as
Kids raise capital, though, I got the idea that we're not.
No. No, that's very
Ruth Ann's
sad.
kids were?
Huh?
Ruth
No.
Ann's?
They were baptized.
They were
They
baptized,
have not
but,
been raised Catholic?
what?
You said they weren't raised Catholic?
That's right.
Yeah, that.
So she was very unhappy with the church's attitude towards
That
her.
got us, I don't know, it had something to do with it, but I don't know what. She hasn't gone to church either. They say their aunts and uncles and cousins all in the church on Sunday and they don't. And they may be smart in some ways, but they missed the boat. I mean, they missed the boat by not going to church.
Are their grandparents Catholic?
Yeah,
That's good.
Did Applegate himself get married again?
Yeah,
I don't
because
know.
one of them,
I never heard anything about it.
he played the violin, or his brother
As far as
played
I
the
know,
violin.
he's working for Burroughs at one time. I went in with somebody else at Univis now.
The CPA was the
Yeah, he was a smart guy.
Yeah.
I wonder if he sees his kids anymore. He was seeing
Well,
them
I
on a
know that
weekly
they
basis.
used to see them, but once a week, I think,
Yeah.
something like that.
Sort of wore off, I think.
I don't know, but I feel very bad about that.
He was a musician,
Hmm?
among other
He
things.
was a musician.
He was a musician too.
For a place like that, Rebecca said probably, a CEO works in Manhattan, put his family out there for the summer. You can have fun in the city.
Or people like my in-laws.
I gotta ask you, what is a CEO?
Chief Executive Officer.
Oh, okay.
That's what Joan is here.
Yeah.
It's a new position, isn't it?
New title?
It wasn't in our day. They didn't have CEOs. They-
Interesting you mentioned that, where they have what they call shareholders of America, and their complaint is that in a lot of these corporations where they have the president and chairman of the board, they can kind of control what, as far as their pay goes, and how the company is managed. And then they just report back to the shareholders and say, well, we made this much. So they have what they call a dual type of management now, where we have somebody overlooking what all these executives are doing. So that there's kind of a check and checks and balances
Mhm.
here, because run the show.
Or they vote themselves in a big raise.
Yeah, when they're losing money, and yet they still have these fabulous incomes all the time. What they say, the Japanese CEOs make 12 times as much as the worker in the factory. Right in our country, it's about 120 times as much, you know, and the worker will make $1,000 a year. That's the money for them.
See, in a lot of these corporations too, what happens is they pay these executives a certain salary, but then they have all these other perks. They have people who advise them as far as
Joan.
their estate and their belonging to a country club or what have you, you know.
You know,
Yeah.
certain ones get a chauffeur-driven vehicle.
Yeah.
Lovely, Megan.
Do you have to have a coat outside?
No.
It's not chilly at all.
Wow, I just went out there. Well, now you feel like you need your middle has split.
Oh, looks like it's Brett's first game too.
Ham?
Bop.
Stand up, Eli.
The bandage over the sink? Yeah. Okay. Dolly's shoes? Oh, shoes. Oh, is he smart? Oh, Jo- Everybody out. Everybody. Who's injured? Oh, Megan. And she's not screaming. Is it bad?
No, does that hurt?
No, I don't think so, but I'm thinking about full bacteria.
Use it.
Oh, I thought she was always like, she didn't cry when she hurt. Oh, she was gone.
See, I tried it once in my when I took the grill when it was hot.
You gonna make it, Megan?
Oh, there's no band-aids in here.
Megan?
Let me go look for a band-aid.
Megan. You gonna make it?
Yeah.
They're gonna have to cut your leg off.
Doesn't hurt that much.
There's another box of plastic.
I was gonna ask you, Marion, are you still raising any cattle down there?
No,
All gone now?
I haven't had any for, I guess 7, 8 years now.
Uh-huh. What are you gardening any or?
Just some garden, probably not as much garden as I used to either.
Now, well, the boy's gone, cause you got nobody to take care of stuff, do you,
No,
during the day?
not so sure I had much help then either.
Tell the dad to keep that closed and turn on the fan.
Here, Shorty. Come on to Grandma. Come on to this Grandpa, huh? What do you say, Shorty?
Down one, down one. Boy, boy.
We gotta get that tuned.
That has nothing to do with it. Tuning.
I'll try something else.
Try another instrument.
Yeah,
Oh.
just accept it as played.
Right, do that one, Tom.
We had a nice.
Da, da, da.
It reminds me of when Laura was a baby. We were at a dinner dance and they played that song. And I realized it was time I had to get home, go home and nurse her. If I hear that, I think,
Stop giggling.
Does Laura play the piano?
no, just Danette and Jennifer.
Oh, piano.
What Dave done, I mean, Don does.
They fool around with it, but
Don plays some music, doesn't he?
yeah. Trombone and trumpet.
Ah.
Well, something we can all sing to.
I'm afraid you can't.
Thanks
It's
a
supposed
lot.
to be Mary Had a Little
How about when the Saints go marching in?
Lamb. We don't have any saints anymore, I'm sorry.
Here's one right here. Oh, when the saints.
This is my interpretation. Ah, didn't want to do that. Start over. Come on, baby. That's good. Come on, baby.
Fall off the back, get a good laugh.
That's fun.
Well,
Notre Dame song or something like that?
I know another little one. That last stuff I've been making up for years.
That's beautiful.
Um,
No wonder I didn't recognize
You shouldn't have started in the first place.
what's that?
it. Is that a German song?
Yeah, that's
Das.
well, whatever that one is.
Das is
Das ist nicht so.
Wer Snickel.
Well,
Jawohl.
Das ist alles.
no, it goes up to here. That's a little bit of Snickerfritz
Yeah.
and another guy.
Schnitzelfritz.
Snickerfritz. I don't know. I have to think, and that's tough.
You know, any music from the Sound of Music?
Is on the piano, don't you? Well, you gotta think. If I had a line of melody, I could do some stuff sometimes. But I really said the wrong. No, I don't know.
There you go.
Oh, well, that's just the introduction.
We
Why did you have Danny Boy instead of this thing?
Well, that's London Derriere. That's the same thing.
Oh, it did?
Yeah.
Where you been all your life? See?
Doesn't sound right. Must be B flat.
Yeah, do it a little lower.
Here.
Now you're cooking.
Lost my place now and I got so excited because I understood it finally when I heard it. Here we go. It must be this, huh?
Real high.
You're too high.
Oh, wow, way
Bring it down into the next key.
When you do the octave lower, that's what start over.
Octave lower.
make it conform. There it is. I didn't know that was Marion. We made a.
I think so.
I like that other kind where I kind of know the melody on it, so that's neat.
Danny boy all the way through.
I didn't even know that was him. Why does that not sound right?
Young
Yes,
Frank
it is,
Sinatra,
though.
and he sings a lot of those ballads.
Ah.
He's about 23, and he can play the piano. Beautiful.
Oh, yes. Oh, no wonder it's got Missouri in there.
Missouri.
Let's hear it all again.
Where's the seatbelt?
Okay, how did you teach yourself to play the piano?
I taught myself how to play. First you use this little pinky. And then when you get good, you use them both, and then you get your exercise and everything. And then you go.
No,
Oh.
no. You're in the wrong key.
Well, actually, folks, there's three chords. To me, it really, in all seriosity, which is a word I didn't make up, some priest friend of mine did. Music is built upon what's called a triad, or three notes. And it goes back to like the Trinity, Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, because the vibrations are repeated over from C to E to G. They're beautiful, each one in itself, but you put them together and you get the C chord. They're beautiful. 8 notes higher is the octave, which is a repeat of the first note. So, you find out the second chord, which is built 5 notes up from where you began. So I began on C, 5 notes up is G. And you build a chord just like you did the other one. Those pretty well cover the notes. So as I said before, you go. And then, when you want somebody who can sing like Marion, if his highest note would be an F, say, then you look at the music and you see where that F comes in. And you put it in the key that when he has to sing that F, it's really going to make him sound beautiful. So like Frank Sinatra, whatever his top note was, the poor guys in the orchestra for trumpets or B-flat clarinets may have to play 6 flats, which drives them insane but it makes this big dog singer great, okay?
Sound good.
So that's how arrangers do that. And when I did it for Lawrence Welk, that's what I got that point. Yeah. So that's, and I just thought, and in the choir, when I was finally got in the choir at St. Charles, I would hear these simple notes, and I'd see them on the music and say, yeah, it's a chord, it sounds pretty nice. I don't think it's that hard to write music. So you would get a little tune like, then you discover that within this, you can expand more and more. You get tired of those 3 chords, and so you want it to come fuller and more full. And that's how you work your way in and out. But you always begin at home. You can go through a lot of other stuff, but you eventually must come back to home, and then the person is satisfied. What made, to me, my little mind, Beethoven so wonderful, he would write a piece and he would prepare you by the chords that went before it to hear this one sound, which was usually based upon the 5th of the key that he was in. So if he was writing a piece in the key of C, you're waiting to hear that G note. And he knew how to build you up until finally you just screamed to it, and then he gave it to you. It was just absolutely fantastic. He said, boy, that's great. It's like everything else, a novel, everything in life, a play, act 1, 2, and 3. The beginning, the middle, and the end. That's the same thing in music. So when I started to write, I thought, well, people just didn't like my music. Tough. But music chords are like building a house. I can have a pile of boards there, and I can build a house, and Marion can build a house. If Marion built it, it would withstand the weather and all that. I'd put it up, it'd fall over. Why? Because I don't understand the principles upon which you build, that you have to bind these boards together and use the cement and all that stuff. It's the same thing with music. Modern music, they say, a lot of guys that write it disregard all this kind of stuff. They want to hear something else. You know, well, that's up to them. But for me, in a classical or semi-classical music, this is where it comes off of. And if I only had my candelabra here.
Continue.
Oh, okay. Okay. So, I'll try to play some extra chords other than the ones I've been doing, okay? So we start out kind of... Now we'll try something a little bit different. More life, huh? You should have wanted to hear that. That's about it. But that's how you build up, and you can't be forever building these climaxes because you finally got to let the thing explode. Sometimes you hear a guy writes a piece, and you keep waiting for something to happen, like he goes like something like this. How can I do this now? Think. beautiful, but listening to that, beautiful, you love it. But watch this when we switch this and, and then we're right back home. Oh, this gets my soul. But that's,
Gonna cry.
well, actually, I get.
Not on my new shirt.
Yeah.
That's my sweatshirt. Be careful of
Okay.
that, please.
But anyway, yeah, okay. So you have to kind of to build that sucker up, and boy, then it gets so beautiful. You just you want to cry. And see, it all comes back to the Trinity: Father, Son, Holy Ghost. I think, and that's why it's so beautiful. And yet, the most beautiful pieces of music, to my mind, are the simplest. Huh? Beautiful, simple melodies. If I could just write one song like that, then I could die.
Don't write it.
Don't write it.
No, there's no rush. 20 more years yet, folks. And other things you can do to make things very beautiful is the jumps. Now, if you're writing a hymn for church, you want the jumps very small because your congregation in general is kind of limited. But for other songs, you go dum dum da dum. It's the fourth jump. It's nice. Dum, da, da, da. That's nice. A sixth jump is very nice. Da, 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 da. But if you really want to throw them, you do a seventh. One above what you want to go. Now back to the seventh. Here you get the seventh chord. See, it sustains you, but it's not settled yet. So you keep, it's lifting you on. Then finally you get back to home. Now we go off to one of those other keys. Finally got to get back right here. But to me, the keyboard is like a dictionary. You look at a big dictionary, you say there's a hit novel in there. All I have to do is pick out the right words and put them in the right order.
Yeah, right.
That's all.
It's the same with the keyboard. There's a beautiful melody that will come out this year. It's in there right now. I wish I knew where it was. Hey, what are you doing? Hey, man, where are you? Anyway, that's some of my theory on how to do it. And it's to know when to get in and out of keys, how to make them really live. You can write up the accompaniment for one of these pieces just using 2, maybe 3 chords. You say, well, that's nice. But the guy that really knows how to write music will put these inner expansive chords that just make you, it breathes, you know? Stuff like that.
But let's have it on tape. You have never had a lesson in piano.
No. No. I have a lot of desire, that's all.
You studied theory and stuff, didn't you?
Finally, after I was ordained and made a chaplain at Marion College, I got to take a theory, after I'd written all my stuff, yeah.
Theory.
Yeah, which confirmed what I
What you figured out.
And it was fun because in the class there was a couple of ladies, that's all they needed was 3 more credits to graduate, and they could care less about, you know. And some of the girls, a couple were music majors, on the test they always wanted me to be first. Because I'd make everybody laugh. The teachers would be rolling the aisle. By the time they got up there, they didn't care, you know. They said, well, now Father Conway, you go up, now you play the D chord, which meant I was supposed to do this. Well, I would go, you know, they said, that's nice, but now play the C chord. But then we had to cite, you know, they put a piece of music you never saw before, and you're supposed to, you know, look at it and so on. And again, all this sight reading, it's all based upon that do, mi, so, do. And if if you recognize those tones, I mean, it's the same tones, but it's like sometimes you start out down here, and sometimes you start out there, but the same number of steps and half steps are involved. It's just moving it to different keys. Depending upon, it's like you can play baseball on this field that's made out of cement. You're still the same distance between first, second, and third. Or you can put it on a grass field. You can change that, okay? So, our professor said you've got to get that in your ear. So if I'm singing, sight singing a piece in the key of C, and I recognize that the first note is the second note, da, da, it starts on da, then I can immediately go da, da. That's my base of operation, okay? So he said, walking between classes, wherever you go, you've got to repeat this stuff in your head. Da, dee, da, 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 dee, da, da. So I'm walking between classes, you know, people look, what's wrong with that chaplain? Da, dee, da, da. Well, it's one of these little old grandmas in our class. She's tooling down Salina, Kansas. And there's a big stop sign. She da, dee, da, da, right through the stop sign.
Come on.
True story, true story. Thank God no policeman, I mean no car was coming the other way. All of a sudden she looks up and she sees this big red light behind her. Pulls her over. Lady, you were going so many miles, you went right through that stop sign. She da dee da. What? Come on to the court. So they take her into court. She told us the story the day after it happened.
She's the big liar she is.
No, this is a true story because she was laughing so hard when the class started. The prof said, well, Mary, what happened? And so she told the story. And so she gets up before the judge, and the judge says, now what's your excuse, you know? She said, well, we have this musical theory class, and our prof said, make use of your spare time, you know, like walking between classes, do, mi, so, do, and keep practice. So I was going, do, mi, so, do, and that's why I went through the stop sign. He says, well, I've been sitting on the bench for 23 years. I've never heard an excuse like this. Don't do it again and get the hell out of here. Do, mi, so, do. But it's off of knowing that relationship. Now, if it's in 3 flats, it doesn't make any difference, which it happened to be. It's the same steps in between, okay? And it's just, well, when I would see the first key, the first note in the key of C, that would be C natural. When the other chord I played, that happens to be E flat. But I recognize the same number of steps in between C and E flat and G. It's the same proportion. So if I can go do, mi, so, do, 1, 3, 5, 1, in this key, when I recognize that the melody or whatever is in another key, I should be able to sing all that off. And if I can go la, 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 I should be able to transpose that in my head. La, 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 la. It's the same thing. It's very mathematical. It's precisely there. And so the thing about parish choirs is you should spend 3 months teaching them this, and then they can sing any song you want. What do? They all memorize and have no idea that if we played exactly the same notes in another key, they shouldn't be able to meet and say, oh, that's the same melody. Okay? Because it's too much work or it's too hard. But that's, now, people who are really gifted, you were saying before when we were singing a song, lower it in a key, there's some people who are so gifted, even though they have all these fancy notes written in one key, they can shift it down by a whole note and a half. Now, something that's a flat becomes a double flat or all that. That, to me, is where, that's where it's really at. I mean, they are really great musicians who can do that. Well, that's about it.
Beethoven had a terrific sense for that.
Well, when he's deaf, he can write a piece of music. Now, that's the best music is not written at a piano. It's written at your desk or away from you, and you know what it sounds like. So I can make up a melody at the piano, but like as not, I will sit down and write up the accompaniment away from here. Then, of course, what's reality? You come over, geez, I didn't think it would sound like that. You know, it's not. That isn't too good. You know. So with a piano, it's a little bit harder than an organ. You can almost put down any group of notes. It's going to sound okay somehow, you know. But piano is, In an organ, the note stays there as long as your finger's on it, whereas here it kind of disappears after a while. So
Use your
those
foot.
are some of the ideas that
You use your foot.
you got to put your foot down.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. You can.
Step on the gas.
Yeah. And there's a whole bunch of theories about how to write melodies and stuff, all which I don't know, but somehow that repetition and going up one note more is very beautiful. And stepwise, you know, if you don't have to jump around too much, you don't want to write music. You go. It gets to be too much. On the other hand, people who have written songs like Aida, when they jump up they jump up a seventh, which normally you shouldn't do. But this guy does it and becomes a famous piece. But you would not, if I would write that on a composition, they would say, no, that's not good, you shouldn't do that. But when you step out of the ordinary, see, that's where genius comes in. You're not a slave to it, but this is your basis. Your house is on firm soil. But they know when to pull out this and when to use that. And that's what makes it so beautiful. This Alleluia chorus by Handel and stuff. That King of Kings, bum 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 bum. Well, what he does is goes up. Well, he does a step and a half, and a step and a half, and a step and a half. But he changed the key underneath it, which just gives it all that life. I can't get it right now, but. It comes from underneath. The top note changes, and you expect this chord, but he gives another chord, which just gives it the life, and then he brings it all back down. Which incidentally, he goes up to the fifth, and then the trumpet comes all the way down. Then they start all over again. And well, that's about it, folks.
Very, very good.
Thank you.
That's what I've garnered over the years. But I took lessons. Of course, I got 2 A's, which tickled me no end. And as I said, I was there because I wanted to know stuff. I didn't have to pass a test or anything. And this professor he and his wife walked out of Russia at the end of World War II. He had the equivalent of a doctorate in music, which the United States never recognized. He made his way across Europe. He got to American guys. He would listen to the radio, hear the latest hit song, and he could write down the music for it. He had a little band, and everybody wanted to flock to go hear his little band play because he had all the latest music from the United States, you know, the hot songs. And everybody else was mad. And they said, well, how do you do it? Well, he could just listen. And he knows all this. He could write it down, make up the accompaniment for the guy. The other bands over there had to wait for the music to be shipped over from the United States. Well, he was always ahead of them. Finally, some priest hired him and his wife, we used to call them displaced persons, hired them, not knowing anything about his background, some poor old guy from Russia, to be church janitor and cook or something at a rectory out in the middle of nowhere in Kansas. And this guy, all his knowledge and stuff, he's sweeping the church, he's up there by the organ, he just can't resist. And one summer afternoon, he sits down and starts playing. Well, the pastor walks over, what's going on? The guy felt real, I didn't mean to hurt anything. Can you play? Well, I can play a little bit. Well, they figured out this guy, he doesn't know how to sweep in the church. So he got him a job at this college where I met him then. And his wife taught ballet. And of course, they both could speak Russian and English. And all the questions I ever wanted to know, and I'd ask them. I'd get a little exercises to fill in, you know. I'd try something we didn't even have yet. So, well, that's all right, but you really shouldn't do it yet. That's coming up, 2 weeks from now. I said, well, I thought, that's good. And he would explain some long, complicated thing. And I'm really, wow. Well, he no sooner gets done. One of the old ladies says, she asked a question, he just spent 20 minutes, discussing it. And he would look over at me. I always said, you go, it's like this. We had a lot of fun, And he took over the orchestra in town, which really sounded beautiful, Salina Symphonic Orchestra. And he wrote some masses and stuff like that himself. And very good at it. So I was only there a year, but I felt I learned a lot from him that year.
And that was in Kansas?
Yeah, Salina, Kansas. I was college chaplain there for a year. And he really knew his stuff, theory and all that. And I know one of the girls that just started out her first year. By the end of the year, she was making up stuff for the piano, great accompaniments, because she followed all the way through. Well, I couldn't take all the courses, so. But it was fun, and it's a real science. And, you know, you got all these materials, now what am I going to do with it? You know, there it is for you to utilize. And there are some things I could pick up a few pieces of music and say, no, another piece of music, yep. Because there's certain fundamental things that should be there, especially when it comes to like hymns and stuff like that, of the more ancient type, you know. They're usually 16 measures long, and if it's in a key of C, by the time you get to the end of measure 8, you're going to have a G chord. I mean, it's got to be that, and so on, so on, so on. So, anyway, that's one of my hobbies, but I really haven't done much with it. Any questions? If not, I think that's sufficient.
Early morning panoramic. Morning sun coming in through the trees. Dew on the grass. It's really quite beautiful. Garden. Plants are very small, probably can't be seen yet. And my toys. And the wood pile. This is the remains of the English walnut tree, along with the log splitter, the wood pile, and another toy. Notice in the background the wheat, beautiful trees coming up over there, and again another one of my toys.
Oh, pretty car. Look at this. This is the outside. Wonder who did this. Well, the camera's up. No, maybe not.
Scott's upside down.
This is his graduation day.
I'll shock you.
Oh.
Hey, oh, geez.
That's more than
I made Bishop,
say,
it's okay.
Remember that now, I need a special dispensation for this later on.
I
okay?
got a couple.
All right. Oh, stars from Alex Love. Where's Megan's name? Oh, down there. All right, that's not. From Alex Love, Bill, Paula, Megan, and Alex. Happy graduation.
All right.
Thank you. I got some more money here.
Oops, looking for the key.
Wow.
Wow. That kid likes cheese.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to give him apple juice.
Thanks for the card, Megan. That's really beautiful. I like that. You didn't give him.
No meat.
With bacon on his plate this morning, he wouldn't even touch it.
He doesn't eat it.
No,
Just give it to him.
How do we
He's a
know?
born
How does he know
vegetarian.
it's me?
No, wait a second.
Where?
He's got part
Who is this
Conway
from,
in him.
honey?
It's not there.
From who?
The Williams Polish Philip family.
I thought you just got something from them.
That was
Oh, okay.
He's talking about pull-ups
That was
around
for,
here.
that was for Scott.
I'm half.
Graduating, well, what do you know? A lot, apparently.
Ah.
This could take forever.
This dip is delicious. Oh, thank you.
It really is.
Yeah.
Did you?
It's a dippy fan. No, that's.
Hey.
Oh.
What is it? Oh, Paula, you honestly, she knows Jenny loves gold. Look at all the gold on her nails.
Not quite the same. I don't know. Oh, no, it's got etching on one side. Yeah, that's nice.
this is so pretty.
You got the wedding.
Thank you.
Hold it up, Jenny. Jenny? Not that high. Oh, that's lovely.
That's so nice.
In the white envelope,
Hey.
it's a lifetime guarantee. Like if it ever take or anything happens, it's
Oh, great.
If it turns your wrist green,
Yeah. Is it here?
You can turn in your wrist, now give into one. Right there. Your left hand.
Look at this. Sister number 2 has to really quickly get in there.
I know. Notice
Turn
you're
your
gonna
wrist
have
green,
to
they'll give you something to take the green off, right?
When can I borrow this? Keep that in your sight.
I know, it'll disappear.
You've been around, so you're very lucky that there's only one of you. Because you always know where your jewelry is. Truly speaking, sometimes you might lose an earring or two depending on, yeah, but that's expected. And this house is a real trip.
Yeah,
This is from Nathan?
This one's from Nathan.
Wow.
So it's just for Jenny. I'll look that
Special for Jenny.
The pizza?
Don't think of it.
I don't like that laugh. I don't like it.
Wow.
Big nails.
Nathan.
Oh,
Fingernails.
you remember I like long fingernails.
hold it up, Jenny. Jenny?
Some lipstick and nail polish and some tissue.
That,
I can't.
that ought to make you look halfway decent.
Scott, you can't use those, okay? Those are.
Alright. Okay. Thanks,
I know how
Dad.
you like to use that.
Father Tom, will you pass that along?
You can't use that kind of, we know how you like that kind of stuff.
Alright. Okay. You gonna help me with this one?
You get nail clippers.
You're supposed to help your neighbor, right?
I like that paper.
Beauty.
The color of money.
No, Michigan State. Oh.
Aw.
Hey. You'll leave the Irish Spring.
Oh. I already know what this is.
Whoa. Wow, he's all grown up now.
There's some tape on it, Scott.
It's alright.
Should carry your lunch in, right?
His Maylocks.
It's Maylocks.
Anybody here
Bring the
use
mailbox
Maylocks?
out.
No. We got 2 cases, I think.
I can use it.
Yeah, Marion.
After a day like this.
My cook and Marion can use it.
Got it?
You okay?
We got a load on or something?
We'll see your mama.
Scott, take the handle on the outside and pull it on.
Alright, hey.
Yeah. This girl's making money.
Yeah. Keep going, give it to your dad.
We make money the old-fashioned way, we cut it out.
You steal the plates.
Oh, a little box, John. Yeah. Ooh, another box. Ooh. All boxes.
Oh, these are pretty. It's earrings.
Oh.
I like these.
Oh, the
Yeah.
baby said you
Oh.
can't
Thanks.
Aw.
Where's the other one?
What's the belt?
Thank you.
What are you doing, Scott?
Checking the packaging.
Will you break it?
Oh, just don't look at that.
Okay.
Price tag?
Yeah.
Was the price tag?
I didn't look at it.
I'll take it out later.
Didn't you tell me you took that?
I didn't wrap that one, I wrapped the briefcase, it had 3 price tags on it.
Good for you, Scott.
Which one do you pay, though?
$778.15. What the heck?
Not.
These are really pretty.
All right.
So how many boxes of Cracker Jacks did you have to eat?
Well, I got a whole bunch of little plastic rings if you wanna buy some of those again.
He's got 2 whistles, 3 elephants.
Thanks. Did you tell them who they're from? These are from the William Phillip family and
Oh, that's right, we got one more to watch.
All right.
Surprise, surprise,
We ought to get this guy.
What's his name?
He's a good looking one.
Say something intellectual.
Intellectual.
Okay, you did it.
Uh-oh. The Game Boy cartridge.
Oh, you don't have the Game Boy, Jen.
I don't have a Game Boy.
No,
I don't have one.
Do you think maybe some?
You can really hard first.
Just whatever.
You can use Andrews.
Yeah.
Put a box.
Melissa, is that pillow bugging you? You can put it on the floor.
No, I need over there.
Okay.
Put it over here.
Yeah, those are a nuisance.
Okay. What is a Game Boy?
Well, for heaven's sake.
What is a Game Boy?
From the Phillips.
You can be your own boy toy.
You don't have any
What is a Game Boy? A Game Boy.
Like a Nintendo, but smaller. Walk around with it.
Oh,
Self-enclosed, you walk around with it.
oh, I see.
For the real intellectuals. Yeah.
Game Boy. It's an electronic game. Andrew had one when he came Thanksgiving, and they were all enamored by it.
All right. Done.
Well, listen.
I got batteries.
You got batteries?
Mario Land yet?
What'd you do with
Not
the
on this. I played it on regular. Those guys have it on
You
there.
still filming?
It's very fun. Is it fun on Game Boy? Yeah. It's pretty sweet. These guys are.
Let her run.
Yeah, and you
Is
play
there a
it.
regular tripod for a video,
They play
a
it.
VCR?
It'll fit almost anything.
Does it have a fluid head on it?
Yeah.
Come over.
Okay, that's what you need.
It'll fit my camera, my still
I
camera.
tried to use my
Put her
regular
down and play with
camera.
her.
Water on the brain.
Pardon?
She's dead about
It has water on the brain.
No.
It's flexible.
That's what you gotta have with those.
Yeah.
I tape basketball games and football games and basketball games. It's boring to tape because you're looking for the viewfinder and you can't miss you don't
Yeah.
get so much of it. I put it on my shoulder. The guy next to me's got, he's got like real nice shoulder. He's just going like that. Just,
Yeah, he just fall on the floor once he gets it
Yeah.
leveled off.
when he gets leveled up, he just throws the floor. And I got mine. I'm looking off to the side and I move my shoulders back and forth.
But it's jerky, isn't it?
Yeah, it's so jerky.
I don't like to use it that way.
Would you help with the drinks?
When I first got this, it jerked. I had to take it all apart and I greased it all up. I used lithium grease, so it runs pretty smooth. You pull it around relatively.
Mine doesn't move that. Mine's jerky. Mine's one I use.
I heard there's some kind of a new development where you can just do that. There's some machine.
None for you. None.
Hey,
Back in a second.
you guys gonna pick that stuff up now?
Oh my lord.
I didn't think so.
That's called mixing it up.
Don't make any more mess though. You might-
Melissa.
Put it in the green bag.
Come on!
He started it.
You keep looking that way. I couldn't get your...
highest positions in American science. You began your academic life with...
Turn towards the sun, Jen. Atta girl. Lift your head up. Oh, you might speak up a little bit.
Go green, yeah. I just want to... Go maize and blue. I just want to document this, excuse me. I need to document this. She said she was never coming back to this campus. I won.
All right.
And it starts in 10 minutes. I knew she would pay me eventually.
If it's free, she'll come. How about you, Scott? Any comment on this?
No comment.
No comment. Joan? Atta girl. Any comments? You're hitchhiking?
Sphincter says what?
Trying to walk with this damn thing, and consequently it's pretty jerky. We've got some nice peonies. Grapes, dark blue Concord, beautiful grapes. Back to the peonies. Probably the sorriest old cherry tree you ever saw in your life. Been here probably close to 100 years now. Joan won't let me take her down because she still produces cherries. Japanese walnut, or as we call them, heart nuts. A beautiful tree, but won't reproduce itself. Every nut I plant on that thing turns out to be a butternut. But these nuts are great tasting and they're easy to get at. They're marvelous. And another shot of St. Therese and the house. And all the butternuts that I thought were going to be heart nuts didn't turn out that way. And we have the famous well that grandkids love to pump on it. I'm very happy it doesn't produce water because it's right over the septic tank. I guess we don't need that. Background there, beyond these close trees, is a winter wheat field. And our land includes the winter wheat, goes over to those trees in the background, way back there. I'd like to get it, if I could figure out how to work this damn thing. I guess I had a close-up of it, about as close as we're going to get. A long shot would look like this. Perfectly shaped Colorado blue spruce. One there. Let's get a long shot on that. We'll go back to the first one again. Shot of the septic pump along with St. Therese. Not that they're too connected, but they happen to be located pretty close because the flowers grow well over the septic tank. And the front door, more shots of the peonies, or as Don Stilts used to say, the pineys. These dark red ones are fairly rare and treasured. They were here when I came here, and I transplanted them and put them in the garden, kind of nurturing them. Might have a couple more down here, but I'm not so sure. Early spring peonies that my mother gave me quite a few years ago. The blooms are all gone by now. This is June 15th or so, June 14th I think. But they're smaller flowers, but they're really beautiful. That's the Ford tractor. That's the one that does all the work around here. All I do is sit on it and turn the wheel once in a while, but it cuts all the grass and mows down small trees and just about everything else comes in its way. Nice machine. Included Scott's family, Jane and Dennis and family. I think they brought along 5 of the 6. Can't remember the names, but Father Tom is here, Father Bob, Laura, Nathan and Eli, their mother Danette. I'll try to get that shining out of there. And then Paul and Bill, and Megan and Alex were here. Bill Phillip spent the weekend with his dad up north, which is a great thing to do. I'm sure they had a great time. Let's just sing a little, Joan.
Do you want some black olives for supper?
How about singing?
I don't know this song. I've known everyone else to sing. My mama told me I was a pigtails. Do you want some black olives?
I want to hear the rest of the song. Come on.
If I knew the words to this, I'd love it.
If you get Frank Sinatra, you might know if it.
What do you want to drink with your supper?
I don't care. Anything cold. You're gonna close some cupboard doors for change? Let's hear a song, Joe.
Wait till the next one that I know. You're passing up a good bet with this taco salad.
That's what Pancho Villa said. You know what happened to him? This is Joan getting supper ready. Using the microwave.
The garbage disposal.
Garbage disposal. Doing a hell of a job. Don't know what I'm gonna do without her.
You know something I don't know.
So you can see in the background it's 4:45 and she hasn't got it done yet.
Hey, it's 4:45 and it's almost.
4:45 and she hasn't got it ready yet.
Oh shoot, that could get a little warmer.
So back to the microwave. Yay! There she goes.
Sweating over a
Just
hot
cook, cook, cook. That's all she ever does.
That's right. When I'm not shopping.
Dirtying towels.
Another wild Sunday night with dinner in the living room.
No. Are we having dinner in the living room?
I brought myself a second plate.
So that means I gotta take my pants off?
Mr. Lee.
Well, you've got that fancy furniture out there. See?
Chips! Chips!
Chips! Chips!
Get in front of the camera, bozo.
I'm too beautiful for that. I don't deserve to be in front of the camera. Okay, here we come for the second course.
Fresh strawberries I just picked today.
Yes. She's a real picker and a chooser.
Oh! Okay, here we go.
What did you lose in the strawberry patch this year? Well, we got Cool Whip in there anyway.
Sour cream. Okay. Let's turn the camera off and watch an American Express.
Gotta get that Cool Whip. Cool Whip. Yay!
It's Spanish rice, isn't that cool?
Now what do we do?
Now we're gonna watch a movie. We gotta say our prayers. Oh, no napkin.
Up and at 'em, Joan.
Do you have any miles I put on fixing this gourmet dinner?
Yeah. But kind of speak up.
Oh, that's my gosh. Oh. Oh, look. she's 8 now or 6?
Six.
6. What a little lady.
This is, now, there's one, Walt, there, the baby's. The Brewers.
Oh my
John,
gosh.
Alan,
And who's it?
that's Dina. I don't, they don't usually give me too many pictures of Terry. I'm sure they take them, but.
Did you say that Leeds dad had cancer?
No, he didn't have cancer. He had some sort of pancreas problem, and then he just got feeble. You know, he got.
I mean, he really lost his hair. Is that anything to do with illness?
Oh, that's genetic. Look at there. It's
Yeah, yeah.
And now it looks almost that. You know, the wedding, the recent wedding.
Really?
Yeah.
Think of his graduation when we went to Cobo Reno, was it?
Oh, yeah.
And I was expecting David, and David was born the following January, and this was in June or something. And I just felt so
miserable.
dizzy, because it seemed like we climbed and climbed to the top of that place. Oh my! Oh, he
John
looks so
is named for his grandpa, John.
Oh.
His name
Oh my gosh, she looks old-fashioned. That, like my mother had. Can you see this picture of
I
Megan?
thought she was such a beautiful bride, and they had such a beautiful
Megan.
wedding. But she, you know, they were married in Boston, and she had done all. She and her best maid had best maid, what, maid of honor, had made all the arrangements. Really,
Uh-huh.
I just sort of flew in for the festivities.
Uh-huh.
And so a lot of the things that went awry that can with catering and so
Mhm.
forth, and the place that, anyway, it's, she said, it was not one of the happiest days of my life.
Aww.
It's the way she puts it. There, and there are the 3 kids with her.
Aww.
At Maggie's wedding. Here's Bill.
Oh my gosh.
We went to Hawaii.
It's a nice-looking man.
And he hasn't changed that much. These are all grandchildren.
Our kids are having a fit too. That I don't put dates on and names,
Uh-huh.
you know, and I don't see any dates on those. But one
You
of my,
think you'll never forget.
I know, but see, it's the other generations. My great aunt died, my aunt died recently, and they found all these pictures, and they don't know who the people are. And I said, that's just how we feel now, and we're gonna live forever, and we'll always know who all those people are. But that's not fair to the next generation and so on.
I know.
But who's got time?
You know, these are just a few of all the pictures I've got. that
Well, I think this
put
is
in
great to have some of them on.
Here's Bill's. This is where we live. Very
yeah.
briefly.
Oh, gee.
And these are his children. This is his youngest son and his older son.
My.
He's in a position in the Navy.
Wow.
He'll love that one one of
Yeah.
these days. I'll bring it out to show his girlfriend or something.
Kids always look so cute when they get out of the tub anyway. But our kids went into a few boxes and gathered pictures at the dining room table and sat and laughed and talked. And I thought, oh, nothing's coming of this. And then when they did that Christmas video a couple of years ago, they got out those pictures and turns out they had put some in albums. They labeled one Christmas, another album birthdays, and so they just lumped all the birthdays together, all the Christmases together, no dates, no names. And I couldn't believe the number of birthday cakes.
Just imagine the number of birthday cakes you've made over the years, Johnny. Just imagine.
Janet is really good at it now. She brought a cake for her little Eli, who's going to be 2 in a week or so. She brought it yesterday. The kind of cake that I used to make for her. I got a cake out of there.
Look at this. Canadian Johnny.
Aww.
That's funny.
Oh, they dress kids so cute nowadays.
Oh, those were the days. Before any trouble ever. Darkened the horizon. This is from John's Christmas. Oh, that was godfather. This is Mark's sister. I love this. See now, this was. I looked better there than I ever did.
Oh my goodness. Gee.
How times have changed. This is Dina's older brother, and he committed suicide.
Oh no. Oh.
Yeah, she's from a very dysfunctional family.
Oh, gee.
Of course, at that time, well, it's real. It's real scary. At least they're back here and not there in close proximity anymore. But you know, you would have never known it at that wedding. I can remember the speech. Look at how happy Marty was, and young, and Pat. You know, it was just. It was just such a good time, and Dina's stepfather made a toast to the bride and groom there to be at the rehearsal dinner, and he said, from the first date, we have felt like Marty was one of ours. It's just been, and is as dear as our own son.
Isn't it great?
But it wasn't true. It wasn't true. You know, it was something. I mean, they just behaved abominably. There was no support. At first, when Allie was first born, I thought, oh, what a lucky little girl. She can't have me close by. She's got this other grandmother who was so young, and she could sew, and she I thought would be so good, and it was like it lasted about 3 months, and then she lost interest in Allie. She hardly pays any attention at all, and she would never, help out with any of the, babysitting or anything like that. And of course, maybe I do too much of that stuff. I have been known, accused of it.
Marion, do you think it's time to wrap up that tape and watch?
Yeah, let's.
Then put it in, man. I don't really know how to do it.
Will you turn off the camcorder?
Why?
Because I'd like you to.
Oh, she's uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I don't even have you in here.
Good.
That's not true.
Yeah.
That better not be true. And you could tell that the person doing the interview did not have a good time.
Oh, right. She was really obnoxious.
She could barely cover her feelings. To be professional. Is he still got that going?
Marion. Let's have it off.
But you want to live in
No.
Motorium?
No. We'll take some Smoky Mountain pictures tomorrow.
Say something important.
Hi, it's about 20 after 2. We left Lexington about 7 o'clock this morning. Had a nice leisurely tour of Tennessee. We got to see the dam and everything.
What's the everything? That's what I want to know.
The shade is coming across the deck.
Good.
And you had thrown out the brochure for this. That means it's recording. Here we have sweet Marion in the Smoky Mountains. You got something to say, honey? Why don't you walk a little bit? Sure. Oh.
It's all right, go ahead.
Motorcycle police at home.
Oh, slow the traffic a little bit.
He said, and I seen smoke here.
That looks like
Yeah.
that street blocked right off.
One girl. Yeah.
Come on, just jabber a little bit.
That's something Glenda's good at, so you don't have no problem with it.
He's a whale of a painter.
Carolyn's into the, what is it? You turn it in for labor position people. We see him talk. He's gonna turn us in for talking when we're supposed to be working, that's what we're doing. He doesn't feel when we're talking.
I'm sure you can talk while you work.
I have not. Yeah, I can just swim. Us? Yeah. Very seldom. At first they said we could, then they said no. And now we do, if there ain't nobody here, every now and then we do. Is it nice to swim that pool? I ain't never been in it. I don't never get off work time to go swim. I have to, by the time I get out of here, it's too late to do anything else.
But you're going on holiday tonight, right?
Yep.
Well, that sounds good.
I was supposed to go camp, like see camping at a tent to rain now. We did it when we went to Green River, I tell you what, it was storm. There was wind 65 to 70 miles an hour. Did you get that? Did you sleep in a tent? We had a stream running through the middle of our tent. My pillow was soaking wet. The tent was leaking. It was awful, I tell you what. And being 8 months pregnant was happening. I tell you what, I wanted to come home bad.
You're 9 months pregnant?
Yeah,
Well, good for you.
I have about 2.5 weeks left.
Good for you.
Really? Oh my God. And you went to Green River? Yeah. I've been having labor pains already though. Oh my God. Just false labor. Yeah. I bet your doctor really appreciates it. Well, I haven't called him or anything. notify the doctor when she goes up.
Esther.
Not really.
So, you know, there's no, last time I went twice with false labor and put me in the hospital overnight, and I just don't see any sense in it.
I stayed there and stayed there and stayed there, and then they were.
Let's play some more.
The birthday girl. Happy birthday. Good.
He's very done. He's a.
Yeah, ball. Yay. Yay, ball.
Watch the baby.
Yay.
They're in there killing me.
I'm on their side.
No good. Can I get up, please? My turn. Okay, sorry to get your face moving. Oh, good. I love it. Hey, nothing. Why don't we do this upstairs?
Why don't we do this
Megan, no. No, you don't throw your cousin on the floor. Don't.
Let's swing it.
Run for safe. No, run upstairs quick.
Upstairs quick. Uncle Andrew needs to take a rest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Andrew, tell him.
Nathan, Andrew said he wanted to take a rest, so time out.
Yes, Megan. Megan, put your uncle down.
Why don't you
Megan, put your uncle down.
What? Ball. Ball.
Megan,
Ball.
Megan, come here for a minute. Thank you, I appreciate that.
Andrew, you want to make a statement?
No.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you for what? Thank you for stopping the.
They're flying. No, they're just saying that.
Hey, we gotta light it first, we gotta wait till everybody is here to sing.
Hey, Loretta. Got your name right there.
Hey, Lou. Louis. You turn around and say hello. Just say hello, Lou. How are you? Can I hear your voice? This picks up your voice. Happy birthday to you. May the dear Lord bless the body. Happy birthday to you.
Play ball.
Hey!
Now, when was the last time everybody was saying it's your birthday?
Probably the nuns.
About a year ago, because I
Another
remember he
smile, Lou.
clapped his hands to put the cake
Another smile. There you go. Good.
Smile.
Come on, Daddy. Smile. Smile like Grandpa.
You're up again, Laura. Yeah, that's reading. 200 feet.
Hey, everybody smile.
Where's the dice?
What's that going on? Good.
I'm trying to.
Give me your profile. I love that. 20 years
Where's
from now,
Joan?
Nathan, you're gonna see this,
Thanksgiving
and you're gonna look at that hat.
1992.
That's
right.
Did you get this corner
Nate,
of the
what,
room?
why are you smiling?
Not yet, honey. I've been waiting for your mother.
What looks good to you on here?
Everybody, come on. Let's be real quiet. Don't say anything.
Yeah. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Tasha.
Turkey's birthday.
Turn around, darling.
So you want to demonstrate to the world just how disorganized I am.
Well,
Document it for posterity.
we'll find out.
Christmas '92. Ho ho ho.
At least the damn isn't blowing and the snow isn't coming down.
That's right. Sweatshirt on. Hollywood screen test here.
Well, you don't even need a ladder. That's great.
Not yet. I think I'll need one a little bit later. Pretty unspectacular operation there.
Well, should have some spotlights on your truck here.
If you're looking for a shot for America's Funniest Home Videos, you're not going to get it here.
No?
Not going to fall.
Come on, one fall. Come on. You remember the Pratt Falls you used to do? Well, your mother sure does.
Yeah.
You didn't fall quite so far in those days. This is Don's backyard, and the patio and roof configuration that he built over the top. And that's the pile of dirt he hauled out and is trying to sell, but it isn't going very fast. Whoever buys it, I guess, will have to haul it out of here.
Mother.
Are we on?
I'm on.
Okay.
We're on.
Hi, Mom. How you doing? This is CJ.
Hi,
This
Mrs.
is
Lee.
Carolyn. You know her. Don't know what to say other than.
You were real natural in front of the camera.
Hey, beautiful, beautiful little boy.
Hey, CJ. Can you smile for Mommy?
He's not crying or
Hey,
anything.
CJ. Can you smile? Hey, CJ.
No, you can.
He's zoned out. Maybe we'll get a smile later.
There we go. We got a zoom lens on him. Look at that.
Say, Merry Christmas, Grandma.
Hi, little guy.
I'm used to being shot with a camera.
There, he smiled a little bit.
That was pretty good.
He's really bright, you know.
Oh, he's getting ready to burp, that's why.
That's all right.
Keeps him awake.
Hi. Look up something.
Can you count the
Hey,
chins,
baby.
Mommy? See how many chins?
We're working on our third.
Third what?
Chin.
Chin.
Oh.
That's why it really surprises me when people say, "Oh, he looks just like you."
It should be a compliment.
I think he looks like CJ myself. Love that hair.
Can you
It's
smile? Can you smile, CJ?
Why is he looking at the lamp and not even smile?
He was smiling before there. There we go.
Good yawn.
Oh, that's great. That feels so good. Yeah.
Is it pretty?
He likes lights.
There you go.
Is it pretty?
Got your lamp.
Too bad we don't have a little bit of action going in this shot.
Well, we do.
Don't do much.
If you keep talking, Carolyn, and look at the camera.
Don't feel bad,
That's
guys.
a pretty
He was
face.
photographing me putting up Christmas lights this morning.
I know people don't like these things, but Joan instructed me. I had to do it.
Yeah.
Hey,
When
he's
she's
great.
not here, she's
She's
here.
the bad guy. She's the heavy.
Well, I gotta blame her. She's not here. Defend herself. Yeah, beautiful boy.
Mom and Dad over there. See? Over there.
Hey, sweetie.
Your other left.
It's the rest of the family.
Smile, baby. Can you smile?
Say cheese.
No, don't say cheese.
Carolyn's not allowed to eat cheese.
Well, hi, Joan.
She misses cheese.
Joan, it's Grandma. Teach him bad habits.
Joan. Unlike Jenny.
Hi.
Okay, camera's on. You can cry now.
Hi. Hi.
Oh, or snap.
Fat Chance, you guys want to walk in there?
Well, let's get her by herself for
Okay, we
Is it on?
Yeah.
a little bit.
How
Well,
far?
this is April 6th, 1993.
Does that show
Yes.
on the film, the date?
Yes.
Good. And what significance is that, Dan?
Well, as I recall, it was the day she was born. How well I remember.
Tell us about it.
Yeah.
Well,
you should really kind of get down closer to her. We were, spent the night at the neighbor's place that night before.
Uh-huh.
As I recall, I don't remember what was coming, but we probably were told that there was a baby coming, but
Yeah.
I didn't remember.
And that woman where we stayed said, you want a sister or another brother? And I remember, I said, I want another brother.
Oh, so I was a disappointment. And what did you want, Dan?
Well, I don't recall that I had a...
They probably didn't ask you.
Had a choice?
No, but it was very exciting. I still remember the sights and sounds and smells. Yet, you know, the baby powder,
Is that right?
it was a big deal in the household.
Oh, yeah.
No, Mother seemed to be happy that
Of
Oh,
course,
yeah,
we're
it was a
behind her.
big event.
I was a girl.
Oh, well.
Oh, yeah, she went.
Yeah. I'll never forget when I had Jeff and Tim, and then I really wanted a girl on my phone, and I got Jeannie. And then I had Paul and Rocky, and I just was dying for another girl. And because Don was a product of, it was from a family of 4 boys and a girl, and I was from a family of 4 boys and a girl, and he says, I wanted 2 girls instead of just 1 girl. I didn't want to raise this 1 girl with 4 boys.
Of course, by the time you were born, we were old hands,
Yeah.
experienced. Jim was real experienced. He remembered my being born.
Oh,
and,
yeah, Marion.
And Marion. Of course, I'd remembered Marion being born. So.
But I didn't remember Walt. He
No.
was too soon after me.
Well,
Bill had this camera in the hospital. Dan it. He took pictures of the whole thing, the whole birth process.
Oh my goodness.
And when
are they gonna
the baby was born, and she wanted a girl, of course. She says, "What is it?" The doctor says, "It's a girl." And Dad had let out a war whoop. She started hollering. Had to hold her down and keep her in bed. That was seconds after the kid was born.
well, when I finally got Ruthie, I was real thrilled. I was so determined that she was going to be a girl, but so afraid she was going to be a boy, that I didn't have anything for. I hadn't bought anything, no diapers, no nothing. So when she was born, she was a girl, Mother run out real fast and bought a bunch of pink flannel for diapers, pink diaper pins, and pink cigarettes for me.
Oh my goodness.
I was smoking it. I hadn't smoked during the pregnancy, but I was, dying for a cigarette. So that's what I started off with her. Then I thought I would always like to have another girl, and then I thought, if I have to go through 2 more boys to get another girl, I think I'll quit. So I quit. So anyway.
Well, happy birthday, Harriet.
Oh, thank you, Marion.
I think we run out of tape.
I think you ran out of tape. Well.
When Frank